What you will learn for today is all about writing expressions with rational exponents to radical expressions, and vice versa. That also means that we'll also be studying about converting radical expression into expressions with rational exponents. To start, let's have this concept. If m over n is a rational number, where n is a positive integer greater than 1, and x is a real number, we can say that in this expression, x raised to m over n, it can be converted into a radical expression in the form of the nth root of x raised to m. So kung titignan nyo dito, yung ating denominator, yun ang naging index ng ating radical expression. Ito namang ating numerator, siya ang naging exponent ng ating radicand. And yung ating base dito is nilagay lang sa loob ng ating radical sign. So yan yung gagamitin nating concept in converting or writing expressions with rational exponent to radical expression. Yan. And also, vice versa. We will also use this idea in converting radical expression into expressions with rational exponent. Let's have these following examples to understand how do we use this concept in writing expressions with rational exponents to radical expression. Once again, in this case, the denominator of your rational exponent will be the index of your radical expression, and the numerator will be the exponent of the radicand. And once again, you just need to copy the base. To start, let's have number 1. We have the given 7 raised to 2 over 3. So to convert, first, let's have the radical sign. Second, yung ating denominator, yan yung gagawin nating index ng ating radical expression. And then, let's just copy 7. And the exponent of 7 will be the numerator. So, yan yung ating 2. So, it will become the cube root of 7 squared. Para masimplify natin, we can square this 7 squared and make it equal to 49. So, our final answer will be the cube root of 49. Tama ba tayo? Okay, we're correct. Now, to proceed, we have this number 2. We have the given, the quantity x times y squared raised to 2/3. So, to convert this into radical form, yan, lagay muna natin yung radical sign natin. And then, let's copy the base, which is x, or the quantity x times y squared. Yan, copyin lang natin. So, focus na tayo ngayon dun sa ating rational exponent. Once again, yung denominator natin, yun yung ilalagay natin as the index. So, this will become cube root. And then, yung exponent natin will become the exponent of our radicand. So, yan. Wag mong kakalimutan na i-enclose sila sa parentheses. So, we have here the cube root of the quantity x times y squared, quantity squared. So, kung titignan natin, pwede pa natin itong i-simplify by using power of product rule. So, let's just need to distribute itong 2 natin. Distribute natin. So, lagyan ko ng 1 dito. Just need to multiply to 1 and then to 2 para ma-simplify pa natin siya. And our final answer will now be the cube root of x squared times y raised to 4. Because 2 times 1 is 2, kaya naging x squared yan. And then 2 times 2 is 4, kaya siya naging y raised to 4. Okay, so we're correct. To proceed, let's have number 3. We have the given 8 times x raised to 4 over 5. Kung titignan nyo dito, ang naka-raise lang kay 4 over 5 is yung ating x. Kaya dito sa magiging radical form natin, nasa labas ang 8 ng ating radical sign. Kasi ang i-convert lang natin into radical form is ito lang naka-raise sa rational exponent. So once again, ang gagawin natin, lagay muna natin yung base na x dun sa loob. And then, let's make our denominator of the rational exponent be the index of our radical expression. And then yung 4, ito ngayon yung magiging exponent ng ating variable x. So, ayan na siya. That will be your final answer already. So, tama tayo. So, the answer will be 8 times the fifth root of x raised to 4. Okay, let's proceed to number 4. we have the given 64 times a cubed times b, quantity raised to 1 over 4 or 1/4. So once again, ganun pa rin yung process na gagawin natin. First, you write the radical sign. Second is to copy the base inside as our radicand. So we have 64 times a raised to 3 times b, and then enclose nyo muna siya ng ating parentheses. And then, we'll use the denominator of the rational exponent as our index. So this will become fourth root. And then yung exponent naman ng ating radicand will be the numerator, which is 1. At dahil 1 na lang naman na yan, so if we try to distribute it on the given expression inside the parentheses, dito sa loob, same pa rin naman yung magiging exponent nila. So, pwede na natin tanggalin yung 1 na yan. So, our final answer will just be the fourth root of 64 times a raised to 3 times b. Okay, so tama tayo. Ayan, punta naman tayo sa number 5. We have the quantity a squared plus b cubed raised to 1/2. So in this case, same process pa rin. So first, we have to write the radical sign. Second, you just have a squared plus b cubed. Yan ang ating base. So copy lang natin yan. Yan ang ating magiging radicand. Ngayon naman, itong denominator ng ating rational exponent will be the index 2. And then yung ating numerator will be the exponent of our radicand. So that will be 1. So once again, if in radical expression, we have the index be equal to 2, kahit hindi na natin ilagay yan. So automatically, kapag wala nakalagay, it's already square root. So kapag ang index natin ay 2, pwede nating hindi ilagay. At the same time, itong exponent natin ay 1 naman. So our final answer would just be a squared plus b cubed na lang ang radicand. So, ang final answer natin will be the square root of a squared plus b cubed. Okay, so tama tayo. At this point, let's see if you understand. So, you try. On this part, you have to write each expression into radical form. So, I'll give you 5 seconds to pause the video and try to finish answering these 5 given examples or exercise. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So, I hope na-pause mo dyan sa 5 seconds na bilang ko. Right now, let's try to answer each of them. So, let's start with number 1. We have the given 5 raised to 3 over 4. So, same process. Copy or write the radical sign. Then, copy 5 as our base. Tapos, lagay natin yung denominator na 4 as our index. And then, the numerator of the rational exponent be the exponent of our radicand. So, i-cube lang natin si 5 dito sa loob just to simplify. So, our final answer will be the fourth root of 5 cubed, which is 5 times 5 times 5, and that will be equal to 125. Okay, so kung yan yung nakuha niyong sagot, very good. Next, we have number 2. We have the quantity 3xy raised to 2/3. Same process. First, let's have the radical sign. Second, let's have 3xy enclosed in a parenthesis. Second, let's have the denominator as our index. So we have 3. Ang mangyayari dyan, cube root. And then, sa susunod dyan is yung numerator natin will be 2. So ang exponent ng ating radicand will be squared. So just to simplify, let's just need to distribute these 2 dun sa bawat term sa loob ng parenthesis, which is 3xy. So we will be having 3 or the cube root of 3 squared times x squared times y squared. So, you just need to square 3. That will be equal to 9. Dapat ang magiging sagot nyo ay the cube root of 9 times x squared times y squared. Okay, let's go to number 3 naman. We have the given 6 times a raised to 3 over 4. So, once again, ang naka-raise lang sa rational exponent which is 3 over 4 is yung ating a lang. So, magiging 6 yung nasa labas, and then let's have the radical sign. A will be the radicand, 4 will be the index, and then 3 will be the exponent of a. So that will be our final answer. 6 times the fourth root of a cube. Next, let's have number 4. We have here the given b raised to 7 over 4. Let's have the radical sign, copy b as our base, and then 4, the denominator will be the index, and then the numerator will be the exponent of b. So our final answer here is the fourth root of b raised to 7. And for the final task, we have the quantity x plus y raised to 1/3. And once again, let's have the radical sign. Tapos, let's have x plus y. Lagay muna natin siya sa parenthesis. Ang index natin ngayon ay 3. And then, ang exponent nito ay magiging yung numerator, which is 1. So, we can already remove 1 there. So, our final answer will be the cube root of x plus y. Okay, so tama tayo. Ngayon naman, let's have the given examples wherein we have to write this radical expression into expressions with rational exponents. So, baligtad naman nung ginawa natin kanina. So, in this following examples, we are asked to write each expressions with positive rational exponent. So, number 1, we have the given the cube root of b. So, in this case, ang hahanapin lang natin dyan is yung n natin, which is our index. At gagawin natin siyang denominator ng ating rational exponent. And then, yung numerator naman ng radicand natin sa loob ng radical sign will become the numerator of our rational exponent. So, titigan natin. Dito, ang index natin ay 3. At dahil walang nakalagay na exponent ni b, it's automatically equal to 1. So, to convert this one into a expressions with rational exponent, this will just be equal to b raised to 1 over 3. Once again, yung denominator natin na yan ay nanggaling dun sa index at ang numerator natin na 1 ay nanggaling dun sa 1 nung ating exponent ni b. Okay, so our answer is correct. Next, we have now the given, the cube root of 8 squared. So in this case, ang ating index ay 3 at ang exponent naman ng ating radicand ay 2. So the answer will be 8 raised to, yan, denominator C, index, yung n natin, denominator. So over 3 yan dapat. And then yung nandito sa loob na exponent ni 8 will be the numerator. So our final answer will be 8 raised to 2 over 3. Okay, so tama. Next, let's have number 3. We have the given the fourth root of 2x. So in this case, yung 2x yung nahanapan natin ng fourth root. So pag walang nakalagay na index tapos merong variable at merong number, lagyan nyo ng parenthesis, and then let's make their whole exponent be equal to 1. Yan. So ang ating magiging sagot will be parenthesis 2x. Yan. Raised to, ang exponent natin will be numerator ay 1, and then denominator will be the index, which is 4. So the answer will be quantity 2x raised to 1 over 4 or 1/4. Okay, so tama tayo. And for the last given example, we have here 2 times the square root of y cubed. So in this case, ang 2 natin ay hindi kasama sa i-raise natin sa rational exponent dahil nasa labas siya ng radical sign. Pero, para hindi ka malito, wala tayong nakalagay na value for index. So, automatically, we can say that this index will be equal to 2 kasi square root siya. So, ayan yung mga kailangan natin na values. Ang magiging sagot natin ngayon will be, copy mo yung 2, and then, y raised to, numerator natin ngayon is the cube or raised to 3. So that will be equal to 3 over the denominator will be the index, which is 2. So ang sagot natin will be 2 times y raised to 3 over 2. Okay, so tama tayo. Ngayon naman, you try answering these kinds of writing radical expression into rational exponent. So I'll give you 5 seconds to pause the video and try to answer this 4 given exercise. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So I hope you were able to pause and answer these following examples. Ngayon, checkan na natin kung tama yung sagot ninyo. Okay, to start, let's have number 1 wherein we have a given square root of 3. Yan. So, wala nakalagay na index tsaka ng exponent ni 3. Pero, pag square root, automatically, it's equal to 2 as our index. And then, yung exponent ng ating 3 ay 1 kapag walang nakalagay. So, our final answer will be 3 raised to, ang exponent natin ay numerator niya ay 1. Ayun yung nandun sa loob. And then, yung index niya ay 2. So, yan yung magiging denominator ng ating rational exponent. So, our final answer will be 3 raised to 1 half. Okay, so tama tayo. Okay, let's proceed to number 2. We have the given negative fifth root of m raised to 7. In this case, yung negative na yan, ilalagay lang din natin sa sagot. So, copy m. And then, ang numerator ng ating rational exponent will be 7. And then the denominator will be the index, which is 5. So our final answer is negative m raised to 7 over 5. Okay, so tama tayo. Next, let's have number 3. We have the given the cube root of a squared times b. In this case, to answer this, lagyan muna natin dyan ng parenthesis and close natin si a squared times b. And let's have the exponent of it be equal to 1. So we have now parenthesis a squared times b raised to, we'll have 1 as our numerator. And then 3 will be the denominator of our rational exponent. So we have 1 over 3. Yan. Yan. From this answer, we could also have an answer wherein i-apply natin yung power of product rule. Distribute natin tong 1/3 times 2 and then 1/3 times 1 as the exponent of b. So we can also have an answer that will be equal to a raised to 2 over 3. That's 1/3 times 2. And then b raised to 1/3. That's 1/3 times 1. Yan. So, yan yung dalawang possible answer natin. Next, let's solve number 4. We have the given, the cube root of 2ab raised to 2. So, kung titignan mo dyan, parang medyo complicated siya at kakaiba siya dun sa mga una nating examples. But to answer this one, yan, disregard muna natin yung 2 dun sa labas. Focus muna natin on converting this one into a expression with rational exponent. So, paano natin gagawin yon? Ganito. Once again, let's enclose the whole expression of the radicand and make their exponent be equal to 1. So, gagamitin natin yan as the numerator and then yung index will be the denominator. So, we have quantity 2ab raised to, numerator natin once again ay 1 and then denominator natin is 3. Yan. In this case, wag mong kakalimutan na naka-raise pa rin sila kay 2. So, yan, naka-raise pa rin sila kay 2. But, from this given expression, we can already simplify it by using the power rule. Dito, nakalagay 2ab raised to 1/3 raised to 2. So, ang gagawin lang natin is i-multiply lang natin yung exponent na 1/3 kay 2. So, we'll now have the answer 2ab raised to 1/3 times 2. That will be equal to 1 times 2. Numerator times numerator lang yan. So, we have 2/3 or 2 over 3. So, our final answer will be the quantity 2ab raised to 2/3. Okay, so tama tayo. Ngayon naman, gagamitin natin yung concept na writing expressions with rational exponents to radical expression para evaluate itong ating mga given examples. But right now, we'll be having a new expression or bagong itsura ng ating expression wherein from this nth root of x raised to m, we can also write it as the quantity nth root of x raised to m. So yan, nasa labas ngayon yung m natin as the exponent. So kamukha yan nung isang example natin kanina. So how do we use that? First, we'll be having the same thing as what we are doing a while ago. So gawin natin dito. We have 100 raised to 1 half. So once again, lagay natin yung radical sign. And then let's put 100 inside. And then raised to 1 half siya. So ang index natin ay 2. Yun yung nasa denominator natin. And then yung numerator natin will be 1. So yan yung magiging exponent ng ating radicand. So just to simplify, since 2 lang din naman yan and then 1 na lang din to, kahit hindi na natin sila isulat parehas. So ang magiging expression natin will now be the square root of 100. And we already know the answer if we are asked to find the square root of 100. And that will be equal to 10. So, ganun siya. Next, let's have number 2. We have the given 81 raised to 1/4. So, to answer this one, once again, gagamitin natin yung technique na ginawa natin kanina. Let's have the radical sign. Second, lagay natin yung 81 sa loob nito. And then, we use the denominators, our index. So, ang hinahanap natin dito is fourth root. And then, ang numerator natin ay 1. So, lagay natin siya as the exponent of 81. And just to simplify, dahil 1 na lang naman yan, lagay lang natin fourth root. And then, pwede natin sulat dyan is 81 na lang. So, we are now asked to find the fourth root of 81. So if we try to recall our lesson before, the fourth root of 81 will just be equal to 3. Okay, so tama tayo. Okay, let's proceed to number 3. We have the given 25 raised to 3 over 2. In this case, ganun pa rin naman yung gagawin natin. First, let's have the radical sign. Second, lagay natin dyan yung 25 and then gamitin natin yung denominator ng ating rational exponent as our index. And then yung 3 naman na to, yun yung gagawin nating exponent ni 25. And just to simplify, pwedeng hindi na nating ilagay yung 2, so we'll be having just the square root of 25 cube. Ngayon, kung titignan nyo, di siya kamukha ng iba kasi ito wala naman na exponent si 81 tsaka si 100. So in that case, pwede tayong gumamit nitong expression na to. Wherein the exponent of 25 na 3, pwede natin siyang ilabas. So ang magiging expression natin will be square root of 25 raised to 3. Yan. Wherein, kapag kinuha natin yung square root ni 25, ang makukuha lang naman natin na sagot ay 5. And then, we have to raise it to 3. So, our final answer will be 5 raised to 3, which is equal to 125. Okay, so tama tayo. Right now, you try this following exercise. I'll count 5 seconds to pause the video and try to answer this number 4 and 5. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, sana na-pause mo na. Let's try to answer number 4. We have the given 343 raised to 1/3. So to answer this one, lagay natin yung radical sign. Let's just copy 343 and then yung denominator ng ating rational exponent, siya yung magiging index, that will be 3. And then, naka-raise to kay 1, yun yung ating numerator. Just to simplify, kahit hindi na natin sulat yung 1, so this will just be the cube root of 343. And that will just be equal to 7. Okay, so tama tayo. Next, we have now negative 27 raised to 4/3. So, to answer this one, let's have the radical sign and then lagay natin yung negative 27 Then raised to, numerator natin ay 4. So, lagay natin yan 4. And then yung index natin ay 3 dahil ang denominator ng ating rational exponent ay 3. So, once again, gagamit tayo ng concept na to. So, we'll have to write it in this way. The cube root of negative 27 raised to 4. Or the cube root of negative 27 quantity raised to 4. So, we can first get the cube root of negative 27 and that will be equal to negative 3 and then tsaka natin siya i-raise kay 4. Yan. Once again, ang cube root ng negative 27 ay negative 3. Then, raising it to 4, we'll have negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3 times negative 3. That will just be equal to positive 81. Yan. Okay, so tama yung sagot natin, positive 81.